Welcome. It's Thursday. I always want to say it's Monday, even though it's not Monday, because we used to do our calls on Mondays. Hang on while I wipe my cat drool off my computer. Okay, so tonight's topic, this is something that, you're probably all very familiar with, but I know we have new coaches on the team, and I was talking to my push partner earlier today, and she was just talking about how she was telling her team about like the indirect invitations, and she asked me if I had a video on it or anything like that, and I'm like, I don't think I do. So anyways, I figured that it would be helpful to kind of go in depth and talk about it a little bit more, just so that we can have this for our new coaches that we onboard and for any new coaches that are listening to this, because I think the indirect invitation is a really great way to invite people when you are afraid of inviting, because I clearly remember how that feels. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, when I became a new coach, like I remember like sitting at my laptop at my kitchen table when I lived in Georgia, like on my lunch break and stuff, and I would like sit there and I would be like, oh my gosh, I have to like really invite people today. Like, I kind of wanted to cry, and half the time I avoided it. So I know how it feels. So that's kind of why I wanted to talk about it tonight. So for those of you that already know all that this is about, sorry that this is a repeat, but we can use this for our team. So let's just start off the call with some recognition. Like always, I want to congratulate Dawn for becoming Emerald this week. Oh, hi, Lauren. Lauren just came on. Lauren's my push partner, guys. She's the one that just waved. So Dawn went Emerald today. Chelsea, let me unmute you real quick, because you had 3 people go Emerald today, yeah?
Only one. The other, there was 2 last week and 1 the week before, so only 1 today.
Oh, snap. But still 3.
Yes.
4. What were their names? 4. What were their names?
Lonnie, Erin, Bree, and Emily.
Yay. They're awesome. Okay, let me meet you back. Love you. Bye. Okay, so lots of new Emeralds. All the people that achieved Success Club in February, which I promise I will have that up for you guys by tomorrow, and all of our new coaches. It's freaking crazy how many new coaches are coming in. Oh, and I want to do a shout out to Leslie, because I just saw her beautiful face and realized, how many coaches did you sign up, Leslie? Let me unmute you real quick. You signed up like 3 or 4 coaches in a day, right?
4 in a week, 3 in a day.
Girl, you're awesome. So Leslie's like almost diamond already. That's totally awesome. You rock, girl. Gonna mute you back. Love you. Bye. Okay, so just some recognition real quick, and then the same updates I give you guys every week. I know I sound like a broken record, and you guys hear this every week, but I just say it every week because it is so important, and because I want you guys to really have a successful business. So you probably already know that I'm going to talk about getting on the wait list for the cruise for 2016, and for Summit. Actually, there shouldn't be a wait list. Or I don't know, it might be back on a wait list. I've been kind of MIA since I was visiting my family. But the reason why I talk about those every week is because if you guys want to build a successful business and really build a solid foundation and residual income, then finding a way to get to the events, like, it's just a must. And it's not because I want you guys to spend a bunch of money, but you just have to make it a priority. So I tell you guys this every single week because I care, and I just want to reiterate how important it is. I was listening to Eric Worre when I was driving to the grocery store earlier, and he was just talking about how events are like game changers in network marketing, and how every time he went to an event was like when he had like his hugest aha moments. And, getting as many people on your teams as possible to the events as well, just because, being around all the people there and hearing their stories. I mean, I can go back to all the events I've been to, and I remember like my first aha moment was on the Success Club trip. And it was a girl talking about quitting her job. And I'm like, that is going to be me. And then like just the fact that I saw that she did it, I'm like, I can do it too. And she even had the same name as me. So I was like, that's totally going to be me. So anyways, that's just kind of my whole spiel that I give you guys every week about events. But I just like to repeat it in case there's new people listening. Let's see what else. Success Club. That was from last week. I forgot to update that. But what is today? The 5th. So if it's your goal to build your business, make it a non-negotiable to get Success Club. Success Club 5 minimum, can't talk. Success Club 10 if you really want to build your business. And our sales this month, our challenge packs, oh my gosh, my cat has drool all over her face. She's a mess. T25, Turbo Fire, and the 3-day refresh. I don't know if I'm missing something or not. Is the 21-day fix, this is terrible, guys, I'm sorry. Is the 21-day fix still on sale? Can someone give me a thumbs up if it is? I thought that I saw that they extended it. Thumbs down. Okay, just kidding. Just kidding. I tried to look at it earlier, but my online office wasn't working. Okay, so those are just some updates real quick. There's probably a couple of things I left out, but we'll talk about it next week. So let's just go ahead and get into the topic of what I wanted to talk about tonight. That is a mess. So I wanted to talk about first how to overcome your fear of inviting. Oh wait, Lauren said something real quick. It was extended a few days, but phases out today and tomorrow. I signed a coach on March 1st and the 21-day fix was 140. Okay, I don't know. I'll have to look at it later. Who knows? Yes. Okay. So how to overcome your fear of inviting. Like I was saying about at the beginning of the call, like I fully understand how scary it is to invite when you're new at this. I wish that we would have had the indirect invitation when I first became a coach, because the main reason I held myself back in my business for so long was because I was terrified, to talk to people. Like I didn't want people to think I was being salesy or being pushy, or that I only cared about their money. So that's why I avoided inviting. But I wanted to just give you guys a few tips on how you can kind of overcome your fear of talking to people. The first thing I would definitely say is to really just change your perspective about how you look at it. Like you're not being like a vacuum cleaner salesperson going door to door saying, hey, buy this awesome vacuum cleaner because you don't have a vacuum, or you already have a vacuum cleaner, and I just really want you to buy this $300 vacuum cleaner just because I need to make money. We're not doing that, guys. Like we are literally sharing something with somebody that could literally change their entire life. It's not about selling. It's not about pushing our products down their throats. And you just have to look at it that way. The way that I try to think about it when I'm afraid to invite someone is like, what if I could literally change that person's life, but I'm too afraid to ask them? I mean, I just think of two coaches on this team. They're a couple, Miriam and Rob Campbell. They're from Beaufort, South Carolina, where I'm from. Big Rob and I used to drink together back in my college days. We like partied it up together. And Rob and Miriam, I talked to for like 9 months, inviting them to my challenge groups. And I was afraid because they were people that I knew from like, I knew them in real life. And I'm like, oh my gosh, well, what if they think I'm just being pushy? But I really, really cared about them and I wanted to help them get healthier. So I didn't give up on them, and they eventually joined. And now Rob has lost like over 100 pounds. So I just think of that and I'm like, what if I would have been too afraid to ask Miriam and Rob? Now they've changed their whole entire health, which is going to change their whole life. So just kind of think about it that way. Another way to help overcome your fear of inviting would be personal development. I mean, you guys know I talk about this all the time, but seriously, the only way that I really started to get over my fears was because I focused so intensely on personal development. Because you can go through the motions and put all the actions in and send out the invites, but if you don't believe in yourself, and if you just have this like lie that you're repeating in your head that, oh, this person's going to tell me no, they're going to think I'm selling them something, like I might as well just not even try, like, they're probably not going to work with me anyway because I'm not successful, or whatever it is you're telling yourself. And I only say that because I used to tell myself all that same crap. Like, even if you're still doing the actions, but you have all that crap in your head, you're not going to see results. Tony Robbins always talks about how 80% of your success is belief. So you've got to start believing in yourself. And I mean, because of my past and because of all the negativity and like I was a total Debbie Downer, I had a lot of like stuff that I had to overcome, and I had to rewrite a lot of the stuff that was playing in my head. The conferences that I went to that were game changers were for me, like, and you guys don't have to go to conferences, but these are just people that have really helped me. I've told you guys before, Danny Johnson is freaking life-changing, Eric Worre, and Tony Robbins. 3 things that I wrote down to tell you guys, which I've probably told you many times again, but again, I wanted to just give this as a resource for our new coaches, and so that you guys can give it to your new coaches. We do have Tony Robbins audio in the Dropbox. It's almost the exact same stuff that he went over with us at the conference that I went to in October that like radically changed my life forever. Also, Art of Closing a Sale. That's not necessarily part of it in the book. He does discuss like, belief and stuff like that. But that book, I tell you guys all the time, when I read it, I started getting like Success Club 20, 30, 40, like no problem. And then Go Pro, like those 3 things would just be like my top recommendations for personal development. I mean, there's definitely many other things that I can recommend for you guys. Go for No is a really good one too. But those are just 3 that if you have not read them yet, like you've got to, or not read Tony Robbins' audio, but if you haven't done it yet, then I would definitely put it on your list to start doing now, because I really think that will help with overcoming your fear of inviting. And the last 2 things before I get into the indirect invitation examples is, and they're really simple, like you just got to practice. It's only going to get easier with practice. Like if you think about anything new that you start in life, I'm trying to think of an example. Okay, let's pretend we're like 5 years old or however old we are when we try to learn to ride a bike. First time we try to learn to ride a bike and we get on the bike, we're probably going to fall off and hit our crotch and it's going to be painful. I mean, I remember I used to do that. So it only got easier when I just kept getting on, even though I might hit my crotch again, but I really wanted to ride my bike and I wanted to learn how to ride my bike and be good at it. It only got easier with practice and because I had the encouragement of my dad helping me. So you just have to practice it. And, you know, maybe start out with people that you won't care so much what they think if they tell you no or whatever. And the 4th thing that I would recommend to help overcome your fear is to stop taking no so personal and detach your emotions from the outcome of what they say. If they tell you no, it just means not right now, or they don't know enough yet. So if they tell you that, you know, there's lots of things we talked about on a team call before about overcoming objections. There's stuff in the boot camp training that you can review about that. But if you overcome the objections and it's still not right, then you can ask them if they know someone you can help. And just make sure, like I tell you guys all the time, to follow up, give them time, and just focus on building the relationship. Okay, so now I just want to go through a couple tips on how to indirect invite, why I think it's so important, like just some examples of how it's helped one coach in particular on this team, and then the examples of what I say. So the reason why I really like indirect invite so much is just because it's something like super simple that you can send to anybody, like that you've been in contact with recently. I always start with my warm market. Like I've told you guys before, I have my comprehensive contact list, and I just open it up each day and I just go and indirect invite 5 people on there. And I try to just, like I said, warm market. So people that I have talked to within the last 6 months or so, or, you know, people I used to work with that I had a pretty good relationship with. You know, the indirect invite is less pushy or salesy. It's not as direct. Like it's not putting it out there as much to where it's like, hey, do you want to join my group? But it's more so asking them if they know of someone you can help. I know I use Chelsea as an example all the time, but Chelsea used indirect invites. And that's how, I think when she started using them and we did 3-way calls for her, it took her like 3 weeks to go diamond. So it's proof that these things work. I mean, I send out 5 a day on Facebook and 5 a day on Twitter. And majority of the time, at least one of those a day, I feel like they either know of someone I can help, or they're like, oh, hey, I might be interested in it. So I wanted to give you guys 2 examples real quick, and I can put these in Dropbox too. I literally just copied and pasted this from a message I sent the other day. So this is what I say. And I think I shared this in the team page with you guys, but this is an indirect invite for the coaching opportunity. So, hey, Rebecca, hope all is well. It's been a while. You know, I've always really admired your opinion, and I know you're very business-minded and passionate about what you do. I'm launching a huge project to reach out and help as many people as possible build a 6-figure business this year in part-time hours. I want to pay it forward since this opportunity has changed my life so much. Who do you know that I could help? And then I said, P.S. Here's a video that explains a bit more about my plans for 2015 and all the people I want to help. And then I just included the YouTube link of the video that I made about my $10,000 month, and I included it with the indirect invite. So that's an indirect invite to coaching. The indirect invite to a challenge group, pretty much the same thing. The thing that you want to remember when doing an indirect invite is to always compliment them, say something personal to start off with, like ask how they're doing or mention something that they posted on their Facebook page. And then you kind of go into the indirect invite. So challenge group, indirect invite. Hey, love, I hope you're having a great week. I know you're super busy, but I just wanted to ask you real quick. I love how super connected you are with everyone in your life. And I just think You are awesome. I'm getting together my next fitness group, and I'm not looking for you, but maybe for people that you know that I could help. I'm passionate about helping change people's lives and want to help as many people as possible. Do you know of anyone I could help? So pretty sweet and simple. Hang on, let me see. Heather, type something real quick in the chat. I haven't had much luck. Oh, sorry. You said it to me privately. Hang on. Let me read it real quick. So I would say, let me answer that in a second, Heather. I'm going to, Chelsea, I'm putting you on the spot. Sorry, girl. Is that okay? I see your robe. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
So I wanted to put you on the spot real quick because I know the indirect invites really helped you. And something that I was getting in the chat box was that some people get no's, or, you know, they don't know anybody that they could help once you send it. So I just wanted to see, like, if you had any specific scripts that you used that were really successful, or if you just had any extra tips for everybody.
I would say that 90% of the time they either say, maybe more than that, like 95. I would say that they either say like, yeah, I'll look around for it. You know, I'll ask around, or I'll keep that in mind and I'll get back to you. Or they say like, well, so I use, sorry, let me go back. I guess I'm confused. I use an indirect where I ask like, hey, you know, I think you're, you know, I've always enjoyed your whatever. I've always thought you were inspirational, and I love your connection to people and all your friendships and whatever I say, compliment them. And then, you know, I say, I'm just looking on an opinion. I'm looking for an opinion on a new video that my friend made, you know, describing what we do a little bit more. Like, would you take a peek for me? I'm just looking for an opinion. So that's the one that I use when I went Diamond every single day. I sent out like 30 a day. You know, I complimented them, said, I just want your opinion because of all of those reasons why I admire you. Like, would you take a peek at the video? Every single person said yes. Every single person said that they would look at the video. And then I guess when it comes to asking, like, if there's anyone that you would know that would be interested in coaching in the indirect invitation, I have gotten a lot of like, no, I don't. And then I'm just like, oh, thanks. You know, I appreciate your time. And I've actually had a couple of people come back to me just because I was just like, thanks, girl. You know, I appreciate it. And then I followed up just on the relationship with them. And they've been like, hey, you know, I think one of my friends would be interested in coaching, or I think one of my friends would want to know more about it. But usually if they say, no, I don't go like, okay, thanks. I'm just like, thanks. You know, I appreciate your time. Like, keep me in mind. And then I always follow up with them. But people usually say either yes, they'll ask, or they're interested. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you said that, because it made me think of something. I think that the whole point of this, hang on, let me mute you back real quick because I hear you're echoing. Thanks, Boo.
Yeah. You're welcome.
The whole purpose of sending out invitations, I mean, it's the same thing as if you do a direct invite. Like, the whole purpose is you're planting the seed. Like, you know, that person that you send the video to, like, they might actually be interested, but they might not come back to you for like 6 months. You know, they might have like objections or hesitations about it or whatever. And for now, because of that, they're just saying, no, they're not interested. But, you know, as long as you're sharing on your Facebook, like, your success and the success of other coaches on the team and stories and stuff like that, and as long as you're being proof the products work, they're going to see what you're doing and they'll come back to you eventually. So the whole purpose is, you know, just planting the seeds. And I mean, like Chelsea said, there's people that I've indirect invited like within the past week that told me that they would think of people and come and get back to me or whatever. And, you know, half the time they don't, but I just put them on a list and I just follow up with them. So I think the whole purpose is to get it out there. Like, you know, it's kind of just like sending out a direct invite. Like, not everyone's going to say yes to us. So it's just planting the seed. So I wanted to give you guys a couple action items real quick, and then I'll open it up for questions. These are just things that I feel like are helpful based on what we talked about. So the first thing would be to download Tony Robbins audio from the Dropbox and listen to 10 minutes a day. I'm telling you guys, this guy will like change your life forever if you let him. Like, I will never be the same again after his conference. You know, and you can, I don't want to give you guys extra crap to do, but you can do it while you're cooking or doing dishes or taking a shower, whatever. So that'd be the first thing. The second thing would be to make a list of 20 people from your warm market that you can indirect invite to coaching. And then the third thing would be to just send out the invites and let your sponsor know when you're done. And then a closing quote real quick, and then I'll open it up for questions. And Lauren, I am going to ask you a question too, if that's okay. After my quote, she's like, oh gosh. So I just really like this quote because it's about overcoming fear. The key to success is to focus our conscious mind on things we desire, not things we fear. And I just really like that because I know, it's hard when people say no or we get discouraged or whatever, but we can't focus on that. We have to focus on what we want and not what we're afraid of. So before I open it up for questions, Lauren, do you care if I unmute you? Just give me a thumbs up. Okay, Boo. So I know we were talking about this on our Zoom call earlier today. Is there anything that you wanted to ask me about this while we're on the topic that maybe I didn't discuss?
I think you covered it pretty well. I just would say, I don't know. There's not really, you covered it pretty well. It's just, I think that, for people that are scared, this is a really good way to start and to build your confidence. It's so much less scary. And, it's like, what do you have to lose with this style of inviting? It's like either way you go. Okay, let's think of the three responses that can come back. So I think someone said they're all they hear is no from the indirect invites. But even if you hear a no, I feel like that's still a positive thing because whichever way you go, there's three options that can come from an indirect invite. They say, no, I don't know anyone. And then you've planted a seed with them because they're going to continue to think about what you just told them. And it's going to brew in their head. So you've planted a seed. They're going to say, yes, maybe I do know someone. And then you have referrals that come from it, which is great. Because if someone's referring you people, once again, I feel like they should be a coach. And then step 3 or the third option would be, I don't know anyone, but actually I'm interested in knowing more. So I feel like none of those outcomes are bad. Those are all great things. So I think the indirect invite is just, it's something I definitely want to teach my team, and I learned from you that I think is really good for initially getting outside your comfort zone. So
thanks, Boo. I like it. Those were good points. Okay, I'll mute you back. Love you, Boo. Okay, anyone else have any questions? Just type in the chat box if you do, and I'll unmute you. I was just making sure no one had anything. Sorry for the awkward silence. Anybody want to add anything about indirect invites or anything that has helped them? Chelsea, you're a freaking pro. Do you want to add anything else? Here, I'll unmute you. Hi. Do you want to add anything?
Hi. I could talk about inviting all day long. I don't know what you want me to say, but
I have a question.
Yeah.
What was your follow-up system after you send out your indirect invites? I'm going to mute myself because I'm echoing.
So my rule of thumb, and I think I kind of got the idea from you, but when you send an indirect invite and they say that they'll watch the video or they'll say that they want to know more about coaching, you send the video and you never say ever, I just told 2 of my coaches this, don't just say, all right, let me know when you're done. They will never let you know when they're done. They won't ever just be like, okay, I'm done. I watched it. I'm interested. No, you have to set up a time to follow up. I always say okay, so it's about 10 minutes long. If I check back tonight or tomorrow, is that enough time to watch? And they either say yes or no, and then they'll tell you a better time to follow up. Don't ever just say all right, here you go. Let me know what you think, because they won't. So that's one tip. Another tip is, I always follow up, obviously, when I say I'm going to. So the next day when I follow up, I never say, what did you think of the video? What did you think, or how was it? That's kind of broad, and you don't really, we want their opinion on coaching in a way, but we don't want their opinion on the video. I don't care what they thought of the video. I want to know if they're interested in coaching. So I never say, what did you think? I always say, what was your favorite part? What did you like best? And then no matter what they say, I always say, do you know anyone that would be interested in coaching, or have you ever considered coaching before? And then, a lot of times I'll follow up when I say I'm going to, and they don't respond, whether they're busy or they see it and forget to respond or whatever it is. People do get busy. Not responding is not it's not a rejection towards you, or they're not ignoring you. Sometimes they do, because I have a lot of those, but generally people just get busy and forget or didn't watch the video like they said that they were going to. But I follow up when I say I'm going to. If they don't respond, I follow up every other day with people. that's just my rule of thumb for follow-ups. If they aren't responding numerous times, I've changed it to like maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks. If they're really not responding, then they just go, and Jess told me this, and this is what I've done now. If they haven't responded a lot, and it's like 3 or more times and they haven't responded and I see that they've seen the message, I put them on like the low interest level and I follow up once a month. But generally, anytime I follow up with someone, I follow up every other day. So I do follow-ups Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but that's just me. Does that help? I can't hear you still. Oh, Jess can't unmute herself. My computer is frozen, she said.
Okay, here it goes. That was really weird. Oh my gosh. It was like frozen. That was super awkward.
It is weird.
Thanks for that, Boo. That was super duper helpful.
You're welcome. I hope so. I could talk about it all day. So if you guys ever have any questions, just ask.
Thanks, Boo. What
You're
did Heather say? The last bit really helped me. I have some people are, yeah. Yay.
You're welcome.
Let me get out my notebook. I had to start doing my daily checklist in a notebook because I just can't do the computer anymore. But if you guys can see this where it says F you, no, that doesn't mean what you think it means, but I just kind of have, like, on Mondays, I follow up with the people I formed the week before. Tuesdays, I follow up with my hot prospects. Wednesdays, I follow up with my dream team. Thursdays, I follow up with my medium level prospects. And then Fridays, I send out invites to the people that I formed the week before. And then I have down here, you probably can't even read it, but that's my monthly to do. So on the first week of the month, I follow up with everyone with value, which is like sending a recipe or something like that. So that's when I'm following up with my prospects that are like, that I consider low level interest. So I only follow up with them once a month, which I know that's kind of what Chelsea just told you guys. But I figured I'd just kind of show you how I like have it broken down into my daily checklist. Okay. Anything else, my peeps? No? Okay, guys. I'm going to go drink my wine and have an epic rest of my last day before I get extreme tomorrow. You guys might find me swimming in chocolate later tonight. Just kidding. But okay, guys, have a great night. Thanks for sharing, Chelsea, and thanks everyone for coming on. Love you guys lots, and I'll see you soon. Bye.